One. Hello all, welcome to the Perfect Storm. We are talking about current events.
In light of Bible prophecy.
In light of Bible prophecy.
No,
and?
It's not.
No,
Well,
it's
I've just
light
been
of-
in Canada, guys, so
You
I'm
have
back.
Phil got off the plane this morning. This is a mammoth effort.
This
He's
is how
almost. This
dedicated
is a
I am.
Queensland effort.
I'm
really.
dedicated to this program.
It's a Queensland effort, mate. You just got jet lagged. He's
They
in the
just-
studio straight from Canada.
They just finished talking about state of origin, so that's why it's a Queensland effort.
Yeah, it's a dear
We just want to acknowledge Nerrick.
Hey, Nerrick.
Nerrick, we love you, mate.
Hey, Nerrick.
We need New South Wales supporters here in the studio.
Of the Blues.
Good to see you here, mate. Well, I've got a question for Kyle. Kyle, Finland, the border of Finland
Yeah.
borders Russia.
Yep.
Would you say that's the gateway?
No.
No?
I'd go up through China or something. That'd probably be the gateway.
We're talking about the Russiagate, Justin.
That was
Seems
a
a bit
segue.
lost, mate.
Russiagate.
That was my segue.
That was a great segue.
Yeah. Russiagate. Tell us about what the Russiagate is, why it's called Russiagate,
Okay.
and
So-
the history of it. Give us a bit of a history lesson.
It stems from the 2016 election, the United States election. Hillary Clinton was on the Democrat side, and Donald Trump was, after a brutal process, chosen to be the Republican. Every media outlet, you can rewatch the highlights as they announced Trump's win. No one predicted Trump winning, except for Kevin Hockey.
They
apparently.
thought it was a joke. They said, it's never going to happen.
They were
Don't even
mocking
worry."
him. And he wins. That's when the Democrats went into an absolute panic. Now, if we just pause that, pan out, we have this battle. He's a populist nationalist, and here you have all the globalists that were ruling the day, owning the country. Here he comes up, and that doesn't fit the narrative. So they had what Peter Strzok, the FBI guy, called an insurance policy, where they built a dossier.
Which is what?
Yeah, what's a dossier?
Okay, Steele, this MI6 agent from UK.
Right.
As it turns out, we know now, we didn't know at the time, they paid him, I think, $12 million to build this dossier on Trump being a Russian agent.
Because he wore it. He wore a lot of that. Like where
He
his
could
best
investigate
mates-
special counsel.
Is
his
a
best
dossier
mates.
like a statement of fact?
It's a whole report to say here,
Report.
this is from MI6 or CIA, and this says Donald Trump is a Russian agent, and he's now the president. So we have to impeach him. We have to investigate him. A special counsel is approved, and it went on for like 2 years.
And this was being prepared before he was president because they wanted an insurance policy. They didn't think it had happened, but they wanted an insurance policy.
just in case.
Yeah.
Now that is what we would call treason.
Well, after he was then the elected president, that was in November, and then they have a few months before he gets sworn in as president. And during that time, when he is the president-elect, that is when they significantly propagated and amplified the false information that they had planted, despite the CIA report saying that there was actually no collusion with Russia whatsoever and they couldn't find any. They then planted it from the top and pushed it down through the system to make it look as if it were there, because soon this guy will be the actual president when he's sworn in, and they wanted to undermine the foundation of the democracy.
It was very foolish now, because it was all okay if they were to win the next election, which they did under Biden.
Yep.
And they think Trump's gone. And just as another thing, let's actually prosecute, for the first time in human history, they prosecute a former president. They try and jail him for up to 500 years for stuff that really wasn't. They had to change the laws to make it a
They'd never
crime.
charged anybody before
Nah.
for that stuff.
But he won.
He won again.
So now he's won again.
And
It's all coming out.
Here it is, Russiagate now, and he learned from his first one because he's had 2 years underwater with all this deep state, all the unelected officials trying to destroy him internally.
And internally, the deep state was still then in charge of CIA and FBI.
FBI.
And so why didn't he release it when he was president the first time? Well, he couldn't, because he was being being tricked at every turn by his own team,
So now he's back in. He knows what to do.
and he put different people in charge this time.
And mate, there's some juicy stuff in this because what's happened is the director, the National Intelligence Director of National Intelligence,
DNI.
Tulsi
Gabbard.
Gabbard, this lady who was a Democratic senator. She has a bit of grey in her hair for some reason.
Not sure.
I think it's natural.
Maybe
You
in
get
the
that.
comments if they could let us know. Is that a natural thing? Is
natural grey.
Well,
in
my
her
son's
hair.
got a grey
Yeah,
streak at the
some
back.
people-
Patrick Rafter had one.
It's like a birthmark.
He did.
Anyway,
that?
that's off the topic.
You look a
Patrick
bit like
Rafter
Patrick.
had a little
You
grey-
remind me of Patrick Rafter now that you say that. Just flipped your arm up? No, not
No,
quite.
big right arm.
No, I mean, he sweated a lot.
I tell you what I tell you what I've found out just on another note. We'll get back to that. But when I go to airports, I sweat. Like I walk into the airport, I'm sweating.
You're a terrorist.
And I
You're a
found
flight
out-
risk, mate.
I found out that I'm real nervous about flying. I get on the plane and I'm nervous.
Wow.
I had to change shirts. I had to buy
mate.
another shirt and give it to someone in Canada. I love Sydney, right? I love Sydney written on it.
But then it
My
would
sweat
smell like
marks.
you.
Yeah. And
Are you nervous on the plane as well or just at the airport?
come about, had a terrible headache flying. I'm just, anyway.
That means you're driving to Melbourne from now on, mate. No more Qantas clubs for you. It's called Virgin Club.
Okay, back
There's
to the
no-
topic. So Russiagate.
It's called Russiagate.
Tulsi Gabbard comes out and says, here's 100 documents she released last Friday. We're recording this on a Wednesday. To say, hey, it looks like Obama not only conspired to overturn the president, they manufactured all this evidence knowingly, not accidentally. Oh, yeah, we thought it might be. They knew from the whole time. They made it all up. And that's why this is treason.
And they've got the emails specifically from Obama instructing them on how to do it.
Signed.
So what's happening with Trump? How's he going to, what's he threatening to do to Obama?
Well, what happened is Tulsi referred this material. She's got 1,000 more documents to release this week.
And more whistleblowers.
And
coming
whistleblowers coming forward. She has referred this to the Department of Justice and the FBI. So they don't need to investigate a whole lot before they bring charges because this has been investigated to death by two special prosecutors and didn't come up with anything. But now that Trump's in power, this is why before the last election, I didn't think Trump was nearly assassinated twice. I didn't think he'd ever get elected because the risk if he got back in of this happening was huge because this is not. We all know that this happened. Russiagate is a term now that refers to all this, but they have documented evidence now to prosecute. And here's the big change. Barack Obama,
Hussein Obama.
well, it's Trump calls him Barack Hussein. They like to put that.
Where's that from? Is that his last
Middle name.
That's his middle name.
His Islamic background on one side there. His father is a Muslim. So he's called Barack Hussein Obama. Anyway, don't worry about that. They are, because of what they did to Trump, 34 felony charges convicted on, over really nothing this serious. Now they have the evidence. Trump said, he said today, I let Hillary off
Because
she was a wife of a president. Not now. Now it's time for justice. Now it's time that these people pay for their crimes.
And he said it's treason. This is treason. He's guilty of
So
it.
there you go.
It's huge, mate, because, okay, we're going to have a lot more info come out, but it's actually been out there for a long time, but no one's been able to do anything about it. What's happened now in this big battle between the globalists, Barack Obama, and it involves Hillary because she was the leader at the time. She was running against Trump. It involves Biden, who was vice president. They were all in this meeting where Barack Obama's cooking this up. It involves Comey, the FBI director, Brennan from the CIA. Yes, name after name after name are co-conspirators in this. What are they going to do with it? I made a prediction on Faith FM earlier this week that we will see a Barack Obama mugshot, like we saw a Trump mugshot. Will we see that, Kyle?
It would be hard to fathom how you can have evidence and state publicly live in the White House on camera that Barack Obama is guilty of treason, and they have the evidence, they've already released it, and then to not follow through with that seems like, how would the people ever think that this is okay to not actually go ahead with something now? So yeah, I think we're going to have to. At least half of those faces should at least be in a mugshot.
You'd think, but all I'm seeing is smoke screens. Now, all I'm seeing is distractions. So you got Trump and Elon breaking up. Bang, we're going to LA, we got riots. Is that a distraction? Is that a media distraction? Or?
Yeah, definitely. But here we have the Epstein File.
So that's it. That's what I'm about to say.
Trump got hammered by his own people. Alex Jones, Tucker Carlson, people that are his supporters.
Bannon.
Steve Bannon.
Even Steve Bannon.
Who is like he's his quarterback.
His puppy dog.
They've turned on Trump over you won't release the Epstein files. His base said we're not going to vote in the next election, which means Trump will get impeached and we'll be back there again because his base will not follow him if they don't get justice over Epstein, who seemed to be a prolific pedophile, and that they haven't done anything about it. His own base, you promised us, you don't deliver. And this is where we all got to be humble in life. We might think we're important. Trump probably thinks he's pretty important. But his own people, if he won't follow this through how they want, they're going to turn on him.
Well, why won't he?
A number of channels who openly support him on absolutely everything. On that one, they said, no, we need to actually speak up. And so, well, why won't he? So, Narek, there's a couple of Epstein posts there that I want to show.
What do you know about Russiagate, Eric? Is this your generation, this stuff, mate, or what?
Nope. We are out of the loop on this stuff.
Further down the line, mate, like fourth, fifth, sixth one down there. Next, back a couple. Yeah, that one. That one. Yeah. More squirrels and raccoons have been arrested than anyone on Epstein's client list. Did you know that?
Ghislaine Maxwell's being interviewed. They've announced today. Why is she in prison if there's no one else involved in this?
And then the next one, Eric.
You so got that guy doing that song. There's this guy, I think he doesn't have a mullet, but he's got a lot of hair.
Like
and
you.
he plays a guitar. He's like in a field with power lines in the background. He's playing these songs. He goes, I know a list, not a Christmas list, not a Santa's list. It's a list, but
it's
no
probably
one
not
wants to talk
something we
about
can
theirs
play on
being lit.
Faith FM.
No, it isn't. But, well, he doesn't. There's no bad language, but he's just.
Okay.
What's this about?
It's a meme.
Oh, about the list. Oh, that's right. I do remember you
Yeah.
saying. Well, we should have had that pulled up. But basically, the House, you don't have to play it, is going to go on recess early because there's about to be a vote to put through breaking news. It'd be good to zoom in. My eyes aren't that good. In an insane moment, Speaker Mike Johnson declares that they are not going to play political games with the Epstein files while doing exactly that by refusing to vote on releasing them before the August recess. So basically, they're going on 5 weeks holidays before they finish their last day because they believe there's a vote coming through that will force them to release the files because even the Democrats now want these files.
How does this relate to Bible prophecy?
Wait. He asked a question that we have to answer first. Why haven't they released them? And there was another post there that I didn't put on the roster, but basically that this has been going on for 20 years. He was first arrested under Bush when there was a whole different administration in, and they've had 20 years to scrape, to polish, to hide, to change data, information, files, videos, and things. And so from what I'm seeing, it looks as though Trump doesn't want any of it to come out because the only stuff that's left is fake and garbage.
You don't reckon Trump's on the list?
He'd be on the list as an associate. They've said a number of times we don't want to release a list of people who he ever phoned because there's a lot of regular businessmen on the phone that he phoned or talked to about random things. But that the stuff that is left that would be incriminating, I doubt there's much left of that. that they actually have? If there was, I think they would have released it.
It could be.
What do you think?
Well, he was involved with Epstein running beauty pageants. I don't know. I'm shocked that Trump went so wobbly, and he called his own base nasty names. I've never seen him do that.
It's very weird. But why would he all of a sudden pivot on
sus.
that? That's why I'm saying I think they've finally got into the files and they've finally realised it's only
why
garbage
wouldn't he
left.
just let that out anyway then? Because that doesn't come back on him. He says, look what these dirty Democrats have done. That's what he could say. But
What about
he hasn't.
the Israel effect?
I don't know. Epstein could be MI6, could be Israel.
There's no evidence of MI6.
Ghislaine Maxwell's father was Mossad, so that's why they equate him with Mossad.
And the fact that he met with them multiple times.
He's with the British Royals. I don't know. We're speculating here. I'm going to come back to the question: how's this relate to Bible prophecy?
Who are you asking that to?
What, the Epstein
But you
File?
guys are the experts.
Maybe Narek. Narek's got
No, well, this
SA
whole thing
plans
that's
on this.
going on, particularly, I think Obama. And
Well, you've said before the populists, and the globalists, king of the North, king of the South.
they're going hard at it. One's going to win, one's going to lose. And this is, I would have thought Trump would have already buried the globalists, but he hasn't. This is a way, they call it many names, the deep state, but this is a globalist wing that goes all around the world in all these different countries, ours included here in Australia. Our leaders act as globalists more than populist nationalists. Here is a chance to bury. It's a risk, but because if you get a mugshot of Barack Obama and you're doing some stuff to him, and it's the midterm elections, the Democratic base are probably going to fire up. So this is the timing of this. This is political games. Yep, there's laws being broken. I hate that. If any of us on this panel broke even a quarter of these laws, you'd have to come and visit me in prison.
No, you'd get executed before we could get there.
I hate that rich people and powerful people. The Magna Carta is such an important document. There's one up here in the Parliament. Narek, we should get you to go and film the Magna Carta one day up in the thing. Why the Magna Carta is such a pivotal document in the West. The British came out with this thing that the King of England is subject to the laws of the land. The law, in America, they have justice standing up with scales and a sword, and what's across her eyes? A blindfold. She doesn't see your social status. Whether you're rich, poor, or otherwise, she applies the law. That has stopped happening. And this needs to end. And if they've broken the law, just like you and I would be prosecuted, they should be prosecuted with equal force. And that has not happened for years in the United States. So I think this fits into Bible prophecy because we're getting very close to the nationalist populists destroying the king of the South, the globalists, and they're going to have free reign. And what they're doing down in Texas right now, where they've got hold of that parliament and they're making the 10 Commandments be displayed in every classroom in Texas. Did you see that debate?
I haven't actually, no. Is there a video?
It's unbelievable. This Baptist, this guy, how do you say his name? James Tallarico. He's the son of a Baptist preacher. His argument on separation of church and state is something everyone should watch. This guy's a piece of brilliance, and he's actually speaking against, as a really committed Christian, of displaying the 10 Commandments in every classroom. He's against it. Why don't you play a bit of that for us, Narek? And if anyone wants to see this guy, it's on YouTube.
Preacher in South Texas. I've been going to the same church since I was 2 years old. And now I'm in seminary studying to become a minister myself one day. My faith means more to me than anything. I agree with what some of my Republican colleagues said yesterday. faith is not just a private matter. I speak very openly about my faith in public. My faith is the reason I'm in public service. I believe we need more conversations about faith and morality in our society, not fewer. There is a spiritual crisis in our world that must be addressed, but this bill is not the way to address it. The separation of church and state doesn't just protect the state, it also protects the church. But every session we pass bills that erode this sacred boundary, replacing school counselors with untrained chaplains, using tax dollars to fund private Christian schools, teaching Christian Bible stories to our youngest, most impressionable students. And just yesterday, letting public school teachers use their authority to encourage students to pray. And now this bill, a bill to mandate the 10 Commandments in every classroom across the state. I think all these bills come from a place of fear. We're worried that people aren't coming to church like they used to. I share that fear. On Sunday mornings, I look across my church and I see a lot of gray hair. And I worry about the future of our church. But I firmly and passionately believe this is not the way to get people back to church. This is a power play. By using our power as legislators to elevate our faith tradition over all the rest, that's the kind of stuff that gives us Christians a bad name. Instead of living out the way of Jesus, we're imposing our beliefs on other people by force. Instead of leading by example, we're leading by mandate. If the goal of this bill is to create a whole new generation of Christians, I think this bill will do the opposite. I think this bill will create a whole new generation of atheists who think our religion is more about power than love.
You can stop that for us there if you like, Nerrick. That's a powerful speech.
Yeah, it is.
And you can see so much of me wants to see more prayer in schools. I want to see 10 Commandments on the wall of the school. We'd be a better society if we were doing all those things. But this guy, because Baptists have historically been very big on the separation of church and state, and we share that belief for the reasons he very articulately outlined there, that Jesus' way was not to impose, but to influence and convert.
Well, love's always been a choice, hasn't it?
It always has. And that issue, and by the way, that got in Texas, and they have a debate on then. They're doing it on a Saturday morning, and he said, according to the 10 Commandments, what's the fourth commandment? He gets up and asks them, what's the fourth commandment? She has to, the lady that's brought the legislation had to look it up. Oh, it's the Sabbath. He said, what day is the Sabbath for the Jewish faith? Saturday. And then he says it's Sunday for the Christians. I disagree with him on that. It's the same for everyone. It's God's Sabbath, not the Jews. But he said, we're breaking the Sabbath to bring in this law to enforce the 10 Commandments. And the commandment says, you shall not lie. Who in this house has ever done that? Or don't commit adultery, picked on too. Who in this house has ever done that? And how the hypocrisy of imposing the 10 Commandments by force and legislation, that is the issue, folks. Listen to me. And I think we should offer a book called The Great Controversy. Yep. What text number should they offer on that? What's the text number? Kyle?
Can't remember. It's been a month.
0482.
You mean the word or
The
the
word.
number?
I said number. Text number.
What's right there?
I know you're reading it out.
Okay. All right. What are they going to text about? We got to tell them what to text.
Storm.
But that gets you. That
Great
gets you the great
controversy.
controversy.
That's what I want.
Oh, you said step beyond.
No, I've changed my mind.
Oh, okay.
Text the word storm
Where-
to 0482 082 876.
Bit rusty, hey. And my first time on this side of the
You've
desk.
been to the GC, mate. You've got to recover. We're feeling for you. 0482 082 876 Storm, because that issue that he discussed there was written about in the late 1800s in that book. And here we are, folks.
So how are you going to tie that all back into what we were talking about with Russiagate and Trump?
Because the Republicans control Texas and the populist nationalists, you hear all the time they bring God into politics. And you know, just behind that is the next little thing will be what they're doing in Texas. As Texas goes, so the United States goes.
I thought it was New York.
No, it's Texas.
Okay.
Texas. With the Republican side, with the lefties. New York's led by the
California.
lefties. The
Yeah.
conservatives are led by Texas. You watch, this is going to go national. And before you know it, you have a national Sunday law. Get the book, Storm. It was written in the late 1800s.
Great
Just see what
controversy.
it said. The great controversy. Text Storm 0482 082 876. Tell me we're not living at the end of time. We're living at the end of time.
So just to summarise, you're saying that what they're talking about in Texas with joining church and state will happen nationally, and once it happens nationally, a Sunday law can then be enforced.
We are.
When you
After
say
every
Sunday law, what does that mean?
After every classroom gets a 10 Commandments on the wall, the next thing is a Sunday law. Is that the...
That's my
Right,
take.
what-
Hey,
So what's a
I don't
Sunday
have
law?
dates and times. But the Sunday law is something that we have preached about forever. And you can say it's never going to happen. Please, you can think what you like at home. Trust me, this is coming. Because the final issue before Jesus comes is over worship and authority.
Enforced worship.
Where is your authority? Am I going to follow the government because they mandate something? That sounds familiar.
So the
Almost
government
COVID-like.
will mandate.
The government will mandate something, and I'll have a choice to make. Do I follow the Bible, or do I follow what everyone else is doing? The government is saying it's the right thing. In fact, it's going to take me to God if I do
And
that.
if you don't do it, you'll be killing your grandma.
By not getting
It's going to be difficult because a
We're
lot of
confusing things here.
people will say,
Well, it's similar things.
you know,
similar.
how is Sunday not the Sabbath day? How is Sunday this? You know, a lot of people will be saying, I've been worshipping on this day before church and state were joined.
Brother, you should listen to this dude when he debates that about what's the Christian Sabbath, what's the Jewish Sabbath. Well, from the Bible, that's a really easy thing to answer.
Yeah.
And I think if people get hold of this book, please read this book. You might think we're just a pack of nuts here on the radio. At least, you know, Justin is.
Is it?
It's happening. It's happening.
Well, that's
So
great.
if we come back to the Barack Obama thing that's going on, the nationalists, populist nationalists, are trying to destroy the globalists in the bigger picture thing. This is the latest way. These two are at war. Only one's going to win. There's no joining them up in the future, and they're all going to get on great together. This is permanent. This is permanent.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. I think that's all we've got time for.
That's about it, I think. There's a lot going on, and there'll probably be a lot more this week. So we're going to have a lot to talk about in the next show.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Kyle.
See you next time, folks.
Derek, thank
Thanks,
you.
Derek.
God bless you.
Until next time.